When I think of a memory of Tucker, I think of when Shay and I first became really close friends. It was our first dance in high school, and about midnight, Tucker came around, picked us up, gave us boy lectures, took us to Jack in the Box. Quite certain it was Jack in the Box. Gave us lectures on life and really just showed us how much he loved us and gave us his support. But we miss him and we love him every day. Here's to Tucker. We love you.
All right, my favorite story of Tucker would be houseboating on Lake Shasta, and specifically the time that we went up there and saw two really interesting things. We saw an entire nest of ladybugs, which was beautiful, and probably the largest rattlesnake that I've ever seen in my entire life. And it took us about, 45 minutes to climb up the hill. Once we saw the rattlesnake, it took us about 15 seconds to get down the hill. So watching him run beside me as we both thought the rattlesnake was chasing us was quite comical. So that's my favorite story of Tucker. Cheers!
2019 another great team classic. We've had a great turnout this year. We've gone through 800 jello shots. It's great to see everybody. Can't wait till next year.
Ain't no laws, we drink cars.
Yesterday, when the rain came, I knew Tucker was crying happy tears because he knew everybody here loved him so much.
I was hoping. All right, so I got a good story about Tucker. We were up at the houseboat one time, and
Always starts there.
patented. Right? So we're up at the houseboat one time, and we were playing Fear Factor with Holly and Jeff Rhodes and Cliff. We were all up there fishing. Haley was there. Cliff bet Tucker, and Cliff said, if I eat fish eyes, you have to jump in the water. And Tucker said, game. And so Cliff was like, fuck it. He reaches in, yanks out a couple fish eyes out of the fish, chops them down. Tucker, being the smart one, goes over, turns on the hot water, turns on the shower, doesn't tell anybody, then runs up and jumps on top, jumps right next to the ladder, pops out, and runs right into the shower. The smartest motherfucker we know.
Drew J's undefeated. Tucker Mesker Classic 2019, baby.
Tucker, I can tell how much she's loved by everybody here. It just gets bigger and bigger every year.
She's doing great.
And we are so happy to party for him every weekend.
So the first time I met Tucker Mesker, I went over to the house for a dinner because Brant was dating my sister, and I hated the guy. I hated Tucker. And I played sports with him my whole life, and he kicked the shit out of me every time. So I go up to the house. I'm like, all right, who is this guy? I end up getting to the house. We look at each other square in the face like the movie Step Brothers. When Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly stare each other off. And we're just looking at each other. And literally, we hit it off ever since. So a week later, we go to my sister's apartment in Chico. Here's at the end. So we're taking shots of this just terrible rum, a fifth of it. And me and Tucker, he's serving me up like shot for shot. He's like, yeah, let's go, man. I drink all the time. And I'm super messed up. And I'm sicker than a dog. I'm like, man, how are you holding your liquor? And he's just He's just looking at me and he just starts busting up laughing like, you know that Tucker laugh. And I'm like, well, what's so funny? And he's like, I've been drinking water this whole time. I've never drank in my life, but it's funny to see you all messed up. I was hugging the toilet all night long, and like, God, I knew that guy was such a conniving little bastard. That was my first memory of Tucker. I love him to death. And I love this tournament, and I love everybody here in Corny.
Love you, Tuck.
The day I really actually fell in love with Tucker was 2 years in a row. I spent with Tucker the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. And I had my sister over at my house the third year, and he texted me and said, Sandy, it's not going to be the same without you here. So I went to Debbie's. I had a lot of drinks with Tucker before Thanksgiving. And that's the day that I said, Tucker, I love you with all my heart. And he said the same thing.
You know, TM ain't nothing about winning games. It's about having fun, being out here supporting, having a good time. You know, it's the first time this year. We're having a great old time. And hey, we're here to support it for many years to come.
Absolutely. Let's get it, baby.
Let's go.
Tucker!